situation.
Hello, and welcome to a video by me. Yay, maths. Right, so in this video we're going to go through, well, over the next few videos we're going to go through as much algebra as we possibly can, and this is the first one of those videos. So we're going to start with fairly simple algebra. Algebraic equations, solving an equation, that's what we're going to focus on. And equations such as, let's say if we've got 6x minus 7 is equal to, what does that equal? 41. Why not? Yeah, 6x minus 7 equals 41. Alright, so first of all, these are called terms. By that I mean the 6x, the minus 7 and the 41, those are terms. And what we can do with terms is move them around and manipulate them pretty much in any way we want. Literally, like we can do what we want to this. It's weird. Like we could double it all if we wanted to. I mean, it wouldn't help, but you know, if you wanted to, you could. So we've got 6x minus 7 and it's equal to 41. What is that? That's not an equal sign. Equals 41. Yeah, that's near enough. This equal sign is really important because it's telling us that this 6x minus 7 is the same thing as this 41. 6x minus 7. Did you just say 6x minus 7? No, I said 41. Then yeah, you did say 6x minus 7. They're the same thing. That is that. That is that. They're equal. Okay. If that's 40, this is 41. This side. It looks like 6x minus 7, but it's actually 41 because they're the same, because they're equal. Anyway, so we want to figure out what x is. To solve an equation is to basically figure out what x is. So we want to do a lot of working out, blah, 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 lines of working out, yeah, and then we get to the bottom and we've got x equals some amazing number, and that number is going to be the answer to our equation and every problem in life. So 6x minus 7 equals 41. Well, we need to kind of unravel all this stuff that's happened to x and get back to x. We want x on its own. We don't want 6x. We don't want 6x minus 7. We just want x. Alright, so important point number 7, I think. Alright, so plus and minus, signs that we are very, very familiar with. Plus and minus, we've grown up with these signs, we know everything there is to know about them. They are actually opposites. Oh my god, no way. So plus and minus, they're opposites. The plus is opposite to the minus is opposite to the plus. It's actually the same for times and divide and exponentials and logarithms, believe it or not. Alright, so plus and minus, times, divide, they're opposites. Times is opposite to divide, minus opposite to plus, divide is opposite to times, plus opposite to minus. Alright, so if we want to get from this 6x minus 7 to this x, what we've got to do is the opposite of everything that has happened to x that's turned it into 6x minus 7. Well, what's happened to x? Well, it got turned into 6x. So that, in order to do that, you've got to times it by 6. So it got times by 6. We could write that down if we want. Let's put it down there. Times by 6. And then what happened to that? Well, that was 6x. And then it had 7 taken away from it, unjustifiably, minus 7. And then after that, it got times by 6 and minus 7. It became 6x minus 7, as if by magic. So we're going to do the opposite of that, times 6 and minus 7 to this. Alright, so the opposite of minus 7. Well, the opposite of minus 7, the opposite of minus is plus. It's going to be plus 7. So we're going to add 7, but we must do the same thing to both sides of the equal sign. That's the left hand side of the equal sign, because it's on the left of the equal sign. Left. LHS stands for the left hand side, and that's the right hand side. RHS. There we are. Wow, my handwriting is terrible. Alright, so whatever we do to the left hand side, we must do to the right hand side as well. Why? Because they're equal, and if we change one side and not the other, then they're not going to be equal anymore. Imagine if we added 7 to this, it would be not 41. That means it's not going to be the same as this anymore. It's going to be different to this unless we add 7 to this as well. Alright, so 6x minus 7 plus 7 is going to give us 6x. The reason it gives us 6x, the reason we don't, it's not going to be 13x, because 6 and 7 is 30, we can't do that. The reason it gives us 6x is because if we've got 6x, we've got, I don't know what 6x is, I'm going to be honest, because I did know what it was but I forgot. I don't know what 6x is, but whatever it is, we took away 7 and then we felt bad, we gave it 7 back and it became 6x again. Yay, it's whole again. So we did have something, whatever 6x is, we took 7 away from it, really horrible thing. We reflected, we gave it 7 back and now it's 6x again. But we're going to do the same thing on both sides. So we add 7 to the 41, and then this is the bit where you've got to graph. You've got to work out 41 plus 7. That's the hard bit, but it is maths. So 41 plus 7, 42, 43, 44, 45, 48. Yeah, alright, so 6x is 48. We're getting there. We know that 6x, this thing here, if we take 7 away from it, we get 41. So it must have been 48 to start with, because if you take 7 away from 48, you get 41. Alright, so 6x is 48. We're not interested in 6x. I know we were, but we're not anymore because we want to know what x is. That's the whole point in this video, this part of the video, to figure out what x is. We know what 6x is, we want x, just 1x. That x is the same as 1x. 1x and x is the same thing. It's like saying I have a cat or I have 1 cat. That's the same thing. If someone says I have a cat, I mean I have 1 cat, they've just told you the same thing twice. So x here is 1x, and 1x will be x. We don't put the 1 because there's just no point. Like there's no point. People don't say that in sentences, so we don't do it in maths as well. All right. So 6x equals 48. How do we get from x to 6x? What happened to x to turn it into this monstrosity that is 6x? It got times by 6. What's the opposite of times by 6? We'll look over at our amazing little table here. Opposite of times is divide. So we need to divide both sides by 6. Can't do the same thing on both sides. Alright, so 48 divided by 6 will equal 6x divided by 6. 6x divided by 6 is x, because they can't cancel out there. That's why we divided by 6, to get rid of the 6, because we just want x. And then we're going to work out 48 divided by 6. 8. 8. X is 8. Marvellous. Hopefully that made some kind of sense. We're going to go through it kind of a bit less crazy. I know it's kind of all over the place. But, I mean, if you are struggling with this, it's just do it over and over and over again. I know it's boring as hell, but just do 100 of these questions. It'll take you 20 minutes if that. You know what I mean? Just blatter out the answers. There's God knows how many things that you can Google and it'll give you a generator for equations. We'll work through some today. Just blitz through loads of them. Like you will get amazing at them if you do a load of them. The more you do, the better you get. It's like anything. If you practice it, you get better. Alright, so let's do another. Let's say if we've got 4x, and as you get better at them, we can make them a little bit more difficult, a little bit at a time. That's what these videos are going to do. They're going to increase the difficulty as they go on. Let's say if we've got 4x, so we did have x, now it's 4x, and we take away, now let's do plus this time. We took away last time, let's do plus. 4x plus, I don't know, pick a number, 10. There we are. Alright, that doesn't matter what number that is. Alright, let's say that is equal to, what do we want it to be equal to? 54. 54. Wow, that is an amazing 5. Alright, so 4x plus 10 equals 54. So, we know what 4x plus 10 is, it's 54, but we just want x. First of all, let's get rid of this plus 10. What's the opposite of plus 10? How do we get rid of plus 10? Take away 10. Why do we take away 10? Because that's the opposite of plus 10. Opposite of plus, minus. Opposite of minus, plus. Same number, because then it's the opposite. It gets rid of it. Gotta do the same thing on both sides. You'll hear that a billion times in your life. I swear God, you'll hear it like too many times. Right, so 4x plus 10 equals 54. Take away 10 from both sides. They cancel out. They're gone, which leaves us with this 4x. That's the only other thing there. And on the other side, we've got 54, take away 10. Got to work that one out. 44. There we go. 54 take away 10 is 44. So, if 4x plus 10 is 54, that means that 4x is 44. Because we took away 10 from both sides. Now, that's 4x, but we want x. How do we get from 4x to x? Remember, this is 1x. Well, to get from 4x to 1x, we quarter it. So, to get from x to 4x, we quadruple it. We times it by 4. So, to go the other way, to get rid of that 4, we need to divide by 4. Got to do that. Alright, so 4x divided by 4 is x. Wonderful. This is amazing. Oh my god, this is where we get the answer. And 44 divided by 4 is 11. 11. Mint. Yeah, yay! Alright, let's do a few. Back. Delete. Go! Faster. I'm gonna get amazingly fast at that over the course of these videos. Alright, let's do another. Let's say 8x plus 3 equals 19. Alright, 8x plus 3 is 19. Let's get 8x on its own. First of all, get rid of that. Minus 3. Minus 3. You gotta do the same with both sides. 19 minus 3 is 16. So that means that 8x equals 16. Getting faster now, amazing. 8x is 16. Get rid of the 8. It's 8 times x, remember? So we divide by 8. Oh no, it's not equals. We don't put equals. Oh no, it's all falling apart. Divide by 8. There we go. Divide both sides by 8. 8x divided by 8 is just x. 16 divided by 8 is 2. X is 2. Let's do another. I'll explain this. I didn't really explain that one very much. I'll explain this one in a different way. So if you're not getting it, I'll explain this one completely differently. Let's say 3x minus 1 equals 38. Whoops. Oh, there we go. Alright, 3x minus 1 equals 38. What's going on there? The 8 is destroying the 3. Alright, 3x minus 1 equals 38. So, yeah, in that last question, I kind of put a box around this. I was like, what's this? This 3x, remember with the 6x ages ago, I was like, what is this? I don't know what this is, but we've taken 1 off it. Whatever this is, we took 1 away from it. Whatever 3x is, I don't know what 3x is, but whatever it is, we took 1 away. We can undo that. We can repent and give it 1 back. We'd add 1. The opposite of minus 1 is plus 1. But 3x, when we took 1 away, it was equal to 38. If we add 1 to it, it's not going to be equal anymore to 38. We've got to add 1 to the other side. So we've took 1 off it, we gave it 1 back, so now we're going to have 3x again. Alright. Now, another way to kind of look at that is this minus 1 here. We can kick that over there. But when you take things over to the other side of the equal sign, this doesn't always work, but usually it does. When you take things over to the other side of the equal sign, the signs change from minus to a plus. So since we're taking that minus 1 over there, it's going to change to a plus 1. So we could just get rid of that, take it over there, and it becomes 38 plus 1. Instead of a minus 1 on this side, we can take it over that side and put a plus 1. Let's look at that from the start. So 3x minus 1 equals 38. We're gonna move that over there, minus 1. But the sign changes to a plus. If it was plus and we wanted to move it over there, the sign would change to a minus. If it was over here and it was a plus and we wanted to take it over there, it would become a minus. You can move things freely over to the, we could move the 3x over there and it would become a minus 3x, and that would work absolutely fine. And I know that might seem a bit like, well, that's a completely different method to what we were doing before. It's actually not. It's actually the exact same method. It's weird because the process of moving that minus 1 to the other side and turning it into a plus 1, that is the same as adding 1 to both sides. So what have we got now? 3x, because we've got rid of the minus 1, we took it over there. so it's just 3x left on this side now because we took the -1 over there, equals 38 plus 1. 38 plus 1 was 39. Yay! There we go. Alright, so this is 3 times x, and if we want, we can move the 3 over there, and since it's being times by x, since it's multiplying by x, the opposite of times, remember, is divide. We could say, so we're taking the 3 over there, so we're just left with x. 39 divided by 3 instead of times by 3, because when we take the 3 over, the times symbol, I know I haven't written times, but you don't have to with times, the times changes to a divide when you take things over to the other side of the equal sign. Just like this minus turned into a plus. So you could do it like that as well, and it's whatever works. Try both ways. Yeah, they're both the same method in the end. So with practice, try and figure out how they're the same method. I will explain it, but yeah, just it's good to kind of learn it yourself because it makes more sense. For me it does anyway, but you know, anyway. 39 divided by 3, 13. Yeah, it's not too bad. Alright, let's do another. Ooh, I don't know how long this video has been so far. Alright, buried. We'll do another. Let's do another. Why not? Let's should we use horrible numbers? 1,818,000 minus 742,074 equals, oh god, now I've got to work that out. 106. Yeah, we'll go with that. If you've already worked it out, then you might think that I just kind of cheated there. I did. Alright, so 18x minus 74 equals 106. We can take the 74 over to the other side, and then we'd be left with 18x equals 106 plus 74. Remember, it's minus, so it would change to a plus if we did that. Or we can do the opposite of minus 74 at both sides and do plus 74 on both sides, which is basically the same thing. It is the same thing. So if we had 18x, whatever this is, we took 74 away, we felt bad, we added it back on, we're left with 18x. 18x equals this side plus 74. Because we do the same thing on both sides, add 74 to both sides. I will never ever say you've got to do the same thing to both sides enough times. Like it's for all eternity, that is vastly important. Got to do the same thing to both sides. It's more important than me. Alright, so 106 plus 74 equals 180. 18 times x equals 180. We could take the 18 over to that side and divide by 18, or we can get rid of this 18. Since it's being times by x, the opposite of times is divide, so divide by 18 on both sides. Why did we do that? To get rid of the 18. They cancel out. Yay, it worked. And we're just left with 1x. That is 1x. 180 divided by 18. You might notice that that goes into that 10 times. 10. Because if you times that by 10 and you just add a 0 on, you know that technique that teachers tell you not to use because you should learn the decimal place value and all that. Well, we all still really use it in secret though, don't we? We just, if we times something by 10, we do just add the 0 on, don't we? Yeah, you might notice dividing that by 18 is going to be 10 because that times 10, you add a 0 on there, you get 180. Anyway, x is 10. Yay! We could check that. If we did all this working out and we were like, x is 10, well, yeah, alright, is it? You know, what if you're a bit skeptical? What if you think, I don't know if that's right, is x 10? I'm just gonna take your word for it, am I? Alright, well, there's a way to check it. So we think x is 10. We've done all of our highly complex calculations and we've deduced that x is 10. So we can go back to this equation. If x is 10, that means that 18 tens, because x is 10, minus 74 should equal 106. Well, 18 tens minus 74, we can whap that into a calculator and it will tell us that 18 times 10 minus 74 is in fact 106. Or we could just work it out the long way. 18 times 10, 18 times 10 is 180, because you move the decimal over there and there's an imaginary 0 there. and then we take away 74, 180, take away 74, and then we just do our little 6, 0, 1 take away nothing, 1, 106, 106 there, and 106 there. Of course it works, because maths. Alright, so yeah, x is indeed 10. If we did all our working out and we thought that x was 3, then we'd do 18 times 3 for 54, that's a guess. Minus 74 would give us minus 20. Well, that's not 106, that would be wrong. If we thought that x was 3 and we checked it like that, by working out 18 3s minus 74, we wouldn't get 106, we'd get minus 20. So, yeah, we can do that to check to see if we're right. I mean, and that's it. That's class, isn't it? How useful is that now? Absolutely amazing. This is the point in algebra. Absolutely extraordinary. Truly. Wow, I need to find a fast way to do that. Alright, yeah. So if that's weird, if that's not really making sense, hopefully it does. I know I explain things in a very weird, fast-paced kind of way, but I do go over it again and again and again and again. I'll probably do another video that's similar to this one as well to re-explain it and reinforce everything. And I'm going to do a video on like everything in maths, you know what I mean? So if there's something that you don't get, then it's probably explained somewhere else in another video. And also, practice will make you perfect. That's how the world works. Yeah. Anyway, please do us a massive favour and like this video and subscribe. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. Oh my god. Like the video and subscribe and comment below if you have anything you'd like to share with the folks, then just leave it in a comment below. Yeah.